All right, this is going to be another counter argument regarding the free momentum stupidity. So now you can continue to lie that nobody's capable of making videos and producing a rational counter argument. And so, well, regardless, let's do this. So I'm talking about the 1-3 mass ratio collision between pendulums. Your model predicts that after collision they will reflect with 1/4 of the initial velocity. Conventional science predicts they will reflect with 1/2 of the initial velocity. But what happens is, at the moment of collision, the one mass will reverse its direction. All right. And in order for that to happen, in order for the direction to be reversed, first the one mass has to transfer all of its momentum to the three mass. Because what happens at the moment of collision, the one mass, there is a certain point where the one mass comes to a full stop. All right, and at this point, its momentum has to be 0. It has to be. And then afterwards, three mass pushes the one mass back. Okay. Now, so you say, so let's say the one mass is coming in at 10 meters per second in this direction, which means that the initial momentum is going to be 10. Then you say 1/4 of the velocity, which means this one will reflect back with 2.5 meters per second, so its momentum after collision is going to be 2.5, and this one will be 7.5, 7.5. Okay, so and 7.5 plus 2.5, that equals 10, and so momentum is conserved, right? Wrong. So what's the problem here? So the initial momentum was 10. P initial is 10, and then it gave away 7.5 to the three mass, so it is still left with 2.5. The one mass still contains 2.5 momentums, which was not yet transferred. But what do we know? At a certain point during the collision, the one mass has to come to a full stop, and when that happens, this momentum has to be 0. So at first, it has to transfer all of the 10 to the three mass object. This cannot happen, because if this were true, if it only gave away 7.5 to the 3, then this one is still left with 2.5 going in this direction. It cannot possibly reverse its direction if it still has 2.5 momentum. If it did not transfer all of its momentum to the heavy mass, and it's still going in this direction, it cannot go and reverse its direction. That's the big contradiction which you failed to grasp.